Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. I do thank you for tuning in, and peace and blessings be upon you and your family this evening. Now, we are going to get right back into the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. We are now in chapter number 7, which is entitled Family Relationships. We're in take number 2, and it goes like this. Neither should the black woman hassle the black man because he treats his mother better than she treats her. Lifelong disagreements should be discussed and settled with the black man being the arbitrator if necessary. The black woman can have no real peace in her own life if she is carrying unresolved hostilities or grudges against her own mother. This also goes for her relationship with her father. Often black women who grow up without a fatherhead in the house, or who grow up overhearing her mother defame her father's name, or who saw activities she deciphered as bad treatment against her mother by her father, do not know how to live with a black man in peace. She brings a hidden agenda to the relationship of distrust and sometimes hate for all men, which may be deeply rooted in her childhood experiences with her own father or other menfolk in her household. A black woman who was raised in a broken home environment has no masculine mentor by which to pattern her behavior towards her own man. In this kind of situation, the only example she has of how to treat a man comes from televisions, movies, books, and magazines, plus her friends' experiences. She will have a tumulus. I don't know if I said that correctly. I'm going to spell it for you. It's Tumultuous. Time adjusting to living with a man daily and treating him properly. She will be defensive, secretive, and suspicious. She will also be combative when challenged on her actions. On her actions towards her man. She will also have a difficult time raising her sons and daughters because she will not know how to teach them their proper and natural roles in life. Try as she may, unless she is given new instructions and information from another source, she will revert eventually to her own mother's behavior traits, even if she currently deplores the way her mother raised her. It is all she knows. By the time she studies, listens, and learns how to behave to make her relationship successful or raise her children properly, it is often too late. The relationship with the man may be irretrievably damaged and the children may be grown. In addition to the wasted life, time spent fighting against her man, she will be sending her own children off into the world ill prepared to get along with their mates. Thus, the perpetuation of an inherited culture of family maladjustment is passed from one generation to the next. And problems of not knowing how to mate successfully are then compounded by racism. Almost like a double whammy, ain't it? All of these habits result in the black community being disorganized because none of the inhabitants know what they should be doing or why. The family structure remains a primary institution of learning. The Black people in America have commenced to recognizing and acknowledging the fact that Blacks do not know their history, where they came from, and therefore have no collective sense of direction about where they should be going. However, since no acceptable explanation or definition has been adopted as the official doctrine, Blacks remain emotionally disabled and psychologically disjointed. Over the years, the terminology has changed. The styles of expression have changed. And each generation of Blacks continue to point outward, blaming socioeconomic pressures as a culprit. The last 300 years have theoretically been spent identifying the problems. Little has been done to eradicate them. The American government has been powerless to intervene on the social level to straighten out the Black family. It is not their responsibility anyway. It is the Black man's responsibility to straighten out his own family. Starting with the Black woman. When he corrects her, he corrects his entire nation. He cannot do it alone because he does not raise the children by himself. He can set the example in his home by treating his woman and children right, being obedient and respectful to his own mother and father, and becoming steadfast in his determination to make a change. He and the men closest to him must meet and honestly take a look at the status of the Black family and their interpersonal relationships, and perhaps make agreements to make changes in their homes. Backpinning around the issues and continuing to be scared of the Black woman has no place in getting the job done. The Black woman is in shambles because she does not understand the principles of familyhood. Family secrets is the next section. To start it off, it goes like this. If the Black man asks the Black woman too many questions about her family background or about what's going on in his own home or in her day-to-day life, he is charged with being nosy or trying to get into her business. Black women keep secrets and assume that certain family activities and information are none of his business and do not affect him. If pestered, they try to convince the Black man that his inquiries are connected to his nagging and prying ways. The Black man has every right to know what's going on in his own family and in his own home. If he does not know the internal workings of his own household, he is at a disadvantage, since he has a plethora of responsibilities to his family, from protection to support. He cannot do his part when important minor or major information is kept from him. Sometimes the only way the Black man knows what's going on in his own home is to ask the children, or wait until somebody on the outside tells him. He is sometimes treated as an intruder in his own house. Black women enlist their families, children, and girlfriends to keep information away from the Black man. Interestingly enough, they all cooperate in her scheme to keep the Black man from knowing the real truth about his environment. The end results of a Black man living and sleeping in quarters where he is not privy to what's going on is chaos. Usually the man is aware of certain ideas or activities floating in the atmosphere of his home or her home, but he does not know the origin. All of the involved parties profess denial and remain closed-mouthed out of loyalty to the woman. The more he presses to find out what's really going on, the more determined she becomes to keep secrets from him. Some are better at this than others. Lying is a practice literally all black women participate in. Some of the lying goes on for years. It is a foregone conclusion that certain information and topics are purposely adjusted for the ears of the black man. The black woman claims that she keeps secrets from the black man because he doesn't understand or can't handle it, or that he won't like what's going on and give her a problem about it. She knows that certain kinds of foolishness and nonsense will be unworthy of his support, and he will fight against it. Therefore, she thinks the only way she can operate and do her thing is to keep him from knowing about it. The black woman's methods of depriving the black man of necessary or crucial information are multifarious and subtle. If she is lying about something, all of her transactions are predicted on the black man not finding out the truth. Her ability to cover up lies and disguise the truth is impersonal and matter of fact. She feels no guilt. Lies are a bleak necessity in her life to continue her tragic defiance against the black man. In rare moments, she may look over at him and see him struggling to live with their lies and sneakiness, and may experience a glimpse of compassion. She knows she lied for so long about things that it's impossible to go back and tell the truth or erase them. For as far back as she can remember, she has been tricking him and playing some kind of game on his mind. Sometimes she lies just to keep him busy trying to figure out the truth. It is like a game to her. The winner gets to have his or her way. Sometimes she lies because she believes that a few little white lies spice up the relationship and make it more interesting. She defends lying by claiming they add to the excitement and intrigue of keeping him guessing. She never considers the kind of unhappy, miserable personality it takes to need lies as a stimulus to make a relationship successful. This is some more nonsense she learned from television and magazine stories. In adhering to the theory that lies are permissible, she must also reject the authenticity, there it is, of right and wrong. Her modern state-of-the-art value tells her that nothing is all right or all wrong. She deals with situation ethics. She lies or tells the truth depending on the situation. She obeys or is disobedient according to the situation, and is agreeable or disagreeable according to the situation. She has no overriding principles governing her life, whereby she is able to observe and make a determination about validity and use that decision as a constant. Her judgments are spontaneous and change. She is ruleless. If she catches herself being too nice to the black man, she calls herself back to order because she does not want him to take her for granted, or to decide that anything he does is okay with her. She has been told somewhere that black men like it when you treat them badly, and the fact that he keeps coming back for more makes her conclude that this must be true. She doesn't consider that the black man keeps coming back because he loves her and hasn't given up on her. She never really believes that he loves her because she thinks that whether or not he loves her is dependent upon whether or not he is attracted to another woman. And if he does become attracted to another woman, that is proof that he doesn't really love her. She doesn't feel safe, and she doesn't feel qualified to be completely loved for being her natural self. So she keeps up a front around the black man because she thinks that her front is better than the real her. She is a strange human animal and a prime example, based on her thinking pattern, of the remnants of the limited mental and emotional development allowed during slavery, and the need for complete secrecy of one's idea. That does complete take number 2 here on Poem Praise 2 of Chapter 7, Family Relationships. I want you and your family to be blessed, and certainly stay tuned to take 3 of Family Relationships of Chapter 7. But until I speak with you again, I certainly want you and your family to be blessed. I was looking ahead. The next take, we are going to finish up Chapter 7. And we're going to go on to Chapter 8, which is entitled Money. Money, 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 money. Okay. Yeah. No, you might have thought about that song, but anyway, that's going to be chapter number 8. So until next time, later, y'all.